Hello. Happy Thursday. Hi, guys. Happy Thursday to you. It is Thursday, May 26th. I am inside because there have been some storms moving through, and it already rained a little bit. But it hasn't been like a deluge or anything, as I was thinking it might. And I closed my, and so I decided to come inside. So we're just gonna sit inside today. But I closed my windows and now I kind of want to open them again. I think I'm gonna do that. Good God, that's loud. But the fresh air is nice. Hold on a second, guys. I'll be right back. I have to open the other one from the outside. Okay, that's much better. There's way more light. The sun is actually coming out a bit, and the air is fresh and coming in. Hello, guys. You might actually be able to hear some thunder. Can you guys hear that? Well, not the car, and definitely not the hens. They're not the hens. It's the roosters. Anyway. Hi, guys. I hope you guys are doing well. It's Thursday. So, I have so many things I want to tell you guys or talk to you guys about. So... Hi, Natalie. Hi, Robert. Hi, Mel. You heard the thunder, Mel? Yes. Excellent. Hi, guys. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hello, African Oneness. So I have so many things I want to tell you guys and talk to you guys about. So I don't know if you've seen the community post that I put up today about readings, doing readings, the readings here on the channel. But I've been vibing with these live streams, obviously. They're a lot of fun. And I've been saying I want to keep doing them as long as they feel good. And they still feel good, so here we are. But I'm gonna adjust this a little bit. But that's better. Look. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Oh, but okay, so I've been thinking about it and I really like doing these live streams, and then I was feeling this feeling of wanting to like do morning coffee type stuff again, like record daily readings again and post them and maybe call it morning coffee again. So does that mean I'm bringing morning coffee back? I don't know. But you guys look at the community tab if you haven't done so already and vote in that poll that I put up. So far, what's winning is like give me all the things, which I kind of feel like I want to do like recorded daily readings and go live. Maybe not go live every day, but I feel like it's in waves. Like the next wave that I'm feeling is feeling like monthly, well, not monthly, but like sign readings, sign messages. Hi, Charlotte. So that's the next wave. And while I'm doing the sign readings, I don't know if I'm going to really be going live for collective readings so often. But then that may also still include daily recorded readings. Should I call them morning coffee? I don't know. Or is it a new series? Is it a different series? Or is it like a different, I don't know. I mean, I like the idea of morning coffee, and I remember when I first thought of that idea, and I went with it, but it was a while before I actually started. I implemented it before I had Well, yeah, right. uh, but I still remember when I had that first idea. And it's nice, but I don't know now if I should continue to call it morning coffee. Is it still morning coffee? Because also there's an element to it now where it's like morning coffee doesn't really sound so universal, because there are people that watch it that are like in the UK or something, and like somebody I think from Germany uh, voted in the poll and left a comment. Hi, I'm sorry I don't remember your name, but I read your comment, so hi. Um, I mean, it was like when she was able to watch it, it was like evening coffee, or like I think in Germany it would have been evening coffee for her. So I don't know. Does it still? That's not so universal. You're not always having it in the morning or like seeing it in the morning. You know what? But also part of that was the fact that I was dating them. They were for specific days when I was doing it then. Like it was the reading for that day. So maybe take the time frame out of it. Maybe to take the and just do a reading. I don't know. I don't know, guys. You let me know. What do you think? Universal drinks and tarot. That sounds like fun. Maybe something ties into your garden. Today's sprout or something. Oh, today's sprout. Ooh, Robert, I like that. Today's sprout. Today's sproutling. Today's seedling. Today's fertilizer. The fertilizer. The fertilizer? Not much, Blue Flame. We're just getting started. We're only like 7 minutes into the stream. But I was talking about the post that I put up. Channel chat. I like that. Channel chat. Today's channeled conversation. You know, I feel like I should use the word conversations more, since the hello. The channel is called Divine Conversations. Maybe it's the daily the daily convo, the daily chat, the daily conversation. The daily conversation. That's not so bad, right? Plug talk. Ooh, that's edgy. Plug talk. I don't know. I think I like the daily conversation. What do you think? Anyway, that's what I'm leaning towards. Definitely go vote in that poll, please. I want everybody's opinion, everybody's input. Yes. I love it, Blue Flame. I'm glad you got that letter and that you enjoyed it. What does the rooster say? Screw the rooster. The rooster has no say. All right, guys. So we're gonna get into this reading for today. It's so in terms of, okay, so let's talk about the moon for a second. In terms of the moon here, today is the last day of its transit through Pisces, the last full day. The moon will be in Aries by about 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, and we'll have crossed over Venus, conjuncted with Venus by 11-ish p.m., I believe. That's what it said last time I looked at the chart. Yesterday I said it was within 12 hours of the moon conjuncting with Chiron, but that was not true. It was within 24 hours. My bad. Yes to daily conversation. Okay, Anna, thank you. I like that one too. So the moon is crossing over Venus today. And you know, as I was speaking to it earlier in the week, I remember saying or mentioning that, you know, by the time the moon reaches Venus, you will have been able to see fruits of your labor, or how certain things are developing, progress along you'll be able to see it by the time the moon approaches Venus. I don't know why. Something about the moon conjuncting with Venus this time feels like, because Venus is embodying the energies of the universal mother, the life giver. Hi, Abdullah. Abduola. Wait, no, Abuola. Sorry, I don't know where I was getting that D from. I don't know where I was getting that D from, y'all. Abuola. Is that it? Abuola. Sorry, guys. So the moon, yes. Oh, because Venus is embodying the like the life giver, the empress, the earth mother, the that life-giving energy to whatever seems to be, and it's especially since Venus is in Pisces that this is happening. Like Venus in Pisces is the lover, is like such an unconditionally loving energy. And I've been saying also that Venus feels like with her transit through Pisces or in Pisces, right, being in Pisces right now, with this moon transiting over it. And I keep in mind this is going to happen again with the moon. Like this whole thing we just went through is going to happen again in like about a month ish. It's like a few weeks. I think it's by late June this is happening again, you know, and this is gonna happen because the moon moves quickly through the zodiac, okay? But everything is all in one area of the zodiac right now, so it runs through everything, and then there's a few weeks where it's not conjuncting with anything. This I mentioned this yesterday. It's not conjuncting with anything. It's just opposing, trining, sextiling, and all in everywhere in between with everything else as it's going through. It's very interesting. It might feel like just a rush of energy all at once, and then you're pretty fine. Hi, Beth. Good to see you as well. Um, don't accept D without unknown origins. Thank you very much, Robert. You are you are absolutely correct. Anyway, so that's what the moon is doing. It's conjuncting with Venus by like 11 o'clock tonight. And I feel I'm experiencing progress, or a visible understanding or a conscious understanding of where it is I'm going, how it is I'm getting there at this point, blah blah blah. Like I'm seeing it for myself. So if you're seeing it for yourself too, then you're right online, right in line with the situation, right on point with the situation. Yeah, that's it. Let's get into these cards. So now, this is the card, the channel message or the card reading section of this session. This is timeless, okay? This message here doesn't have to resonate for anybody at any specific time. Will you repeat what you said about lunar conjunctions, Venus squares? Versus squares. Conjunctions versus squares. Okay, so a conjunction, yeah, I'm sure it has, Beth. Lunar conjunctions. What, wait, hold on. Say that again, Brunetti. Brunetti. Yeah, say that again. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked now because I want to answer this question. This energy has kicked your ascension into overdrive, though. Yes, Beth, I'm sure it has. It totally is. It's kicked mine into overdrive as well. It sure has. We're gonna get into these cards though. I pulled out the Oracle of Visions deck for today. I was feeling into the collective energy, and it feels like a headline that I got is that it feels like there is a very sophisticated energy around you. I pulled out the Oracle of Visions, but I don't know if I'm going to use it. I think I just want to stick to Tarot right now. Maybe we'll use it. Maybe. We'll see. I'm not sure. I feel like I want to, though. It's a weird feeling. I don't know what and then part of me is like, no, let me just stick to the Tarot, but maybe that's just me being in my comfort zone. Maybe I should step out of my comfort zone a little bit and use this deck. Okay. You're like, oh, I just talked myself into it. All right, kids. Let's see. What's the message for today? What's the story? It feels like, it just felt like there was a very sophisticated energy around you. Very prideful, kind of Leo-ish. This could be an energy that you are adopting, or this could be the energy or the attitude of the atmosphere around you at this time, or this is someone in your life. You may be a cross watcher for a person that is embodying this energy. It's very sophisticated, but I don't know how I feel about it. Is it sophisticated in the sense that it's like good for you, or it's like sophisticated in a really healthy and beautiful way, or is it sophisticated in terms of like bouginess, or like hoity-toityness, or high art, or like just affluence, which isn't necessarily bad. What is the word I'm looking for? Snooties, like snooty, upper crust, well-to-do. Again, not that these are bad terms or necessarily bad states of being. It's just, I guess it's the arrogance that comes with that. Okay. I don't know. Because it feels like this energy is something that some of you are embodying, are adopting, are kind of like letting flow into your life, but I don't necessarily feel like that's a bad thing either. Rob, Barnetta, you said you pointed out something about how when the moon moves with conjunction, it's a different vibe. Oh, then when it's a that's right, Robert. Okay, yes. So yesterday, I was talking about the moon and how it was making all these conjunctions right now, but then I was picking up on the fact that as the moon moves forward, there's going to be, like I said, there's going to be a span of time in which it's not conjuncting anything, like it's literally not meeting up with anything else in the sky for a few weeks until it reaches this same spot in the zodiac where everything is kind of grouped together between, like I was saying, late Sagittarius and Taurus, right? And I believe the sun moves into Taurus on the 20th of June. I still didn't look it up, but like, anyway, but what I was saying was, I was at that moment when I was thinking about that and channeling that message, I was saying that it, the moon conjuncting with all of these planets, all these other celestial bodies, is creating a certain energy for you, right? Because the moon is, and the moon and that planet are conjuncting. So their energies are kind of like blending together, right? Almost like creating a sort of new entity or a new feeling or a new experience or a new exposure to something, if that makes sense. Right? And so, okay, so that's its own experience. And then as the moon moves through the rest of the zodiac, it starts to sextile, and then I believe trine, and then it opposes those celestial bodies. And what I was picking up on was that when it opposes those celestial bodies, it is like you have a chance to, or you are being shown progress in terms of how far it is you have moved forward, or how far it is you have come since you had that initial conjunction with the planet, and that provided a certain experience, a certain exposure to something in which now you were able to change, progress, or move in terms of that instance or whatnot, whatever, right? Does that make sense? And then on top of that, I was also saying, think about what, like the power between the sun and the moon conjuncting, which makes a new moon, and then the sun and the moon opposing each other, which makes a full moon. And full moons are really powerful times, whereas the new moon is where the moon is at its weakest. And so that's when you want to set intentions. When the moon is full, you have the full power of the moon. So you really have the power to do something, manifest, make something happen. Well, I was also kind of saying yesterday, think about think about that energy dynamic with all these other planets that it's conjuncting with, that it's creating these experiences with. It conjuncts, so it creates the initial experience, or I keep hearing the initial exposure to something. And then when it opposes the planet, it brings that into fruition, into full power, or potentially, or into some sort of solidity, some sort of existence within your life somehow. Solidifies it, makes it real, I guess, or at least has the potential to, if you want to harness the power in that way. I'm sorry, guys. I have to pause for a second. I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, but was that at all helpful? I missed so much in the chat. Like whatever. Did that? Okay. All right. Excellent. Okay. Yes. Excellent. All right. Cool, guys. So, Barnetti, I hope that answered your question. Jinxie, what are you doing? What's up, kitty cat? Oh, okay. Well, come on in. Yeah. All right, guys. That was just an interesting interesting way to think about it. Let's get into these cards, though. I'm gonna start with the Oracle of Visions. Now, in terms of that like snooty, snobby energy, I don't even know if I really want to read for that. I was thinking of making that the headline for today, but I think I just want to read. I just want to see what do we have going on in the collective right now. Excellent. Perfect. Hi, Lorraine. All right. One last shuffle here. What's the story for the collective today? What's the story for the collective today? What do we got going on? Okay, so either you are feeling like a bound angel, or your guides are feeling bound. Your spirit guides, ancestors, your way showers. That's a lot, spirit. Okay, but I think this is just like you said. Oh, look at that. Okay, all right. Okay, so you know what? Spirit just gave me all these freaking cards. And I'm like, that's a lot, Spirit, but they're really pushing me out of my comfort zone with this deck. So I'm going to go with it, okay? Because what I'm picking up, what we have here, the first card is we have card number 36. And just to let you guys know, I am completely reading from this deck completely intuitively, all right? Like I don't know what these cards mean in terms of like the book, but I feel like part of Ciro Marchetti's I hope I'm saying his name correctly. His intention with this deck was to not really have it be defined by anything else but your intuition and imagination. I mean, yes, he does give a book with certain descriptions, but like I don't want to use it because I want to use these images to let my intuition speak to me. And again, I feel like that's part of the reason why he created this deck in the way that he did and one of the intentions of it. So that's what we're going to do. First card is card number 36. Either you feel like a bound angel, you have some sort of healing ability, some sort of God-given gift, whatever, source, God-given purpose or something like that, but you feel blocked and bound, and or this is these are your guides, these are your way showers, these are your angels, these are your ancestors feeling bound for you or in terms of you, feeling bound up, feeling locked up tight, feeling like they can't really do much to help you because of all of the ways that you are trying to micromanage the universe, trying to do this yourself, trying to be all on your own here. And as I was speaking to that, as I was actually recognizing that this could be like your ancestors or way showers or whatnot, this whole stack of cards came out. But on top of this stack of cards is card number 31. And this to me feels like, literally feels like your way showers, your ancestors, your guides, because this woman on this card is, look, she's very mature looking, okay? But she's also very beautiful and youthful looking at the same time. And she has all of these keys. Look, she has all those keys around her neck. She has that key in the crystal ball for that box, that lock. This to me feels like your way showers, your guides, the universe, your ancestors even, with the keys to help you open up the doors of pathways, of energies, of whatnot, whatever. But they are bound, or they feel bound, they feel blocked, or maybe you feel blocked in terms of them. This here might actually be you down here on earth feeling all bound up, and your way showers and your guides are like, let us help you. We're standing right here with the keys. Okay. Now, that also comes with a hefty understanding of where you are, or what it is you're doing, what it is you're going through, like just being human, okay? The next card we have here is card number 46, in which we have this young woman here sitting on a bridge with doing like a puzzle, wearing a mask, trying to put herself together is what I'm, like, put the image of herself together. And to me, that just feels like Earth, life on Earth as a human, having puzzle pieces that you don't even remember what the puzzle is supposed to be. But you have to live in this world, play these games, and put this puzzle together. Play these games, quote unquote, whatnot, whatever. Okay, this feels like the plight of life to me. And your ancestors, our ancestors, way showers, guides, whatnot, whatever, they fully understand what it is you're going through. They understand what it is you are doing. They understand the illusion that you are under, whatnot, whatever. Like, they get it. They get it. But they're still standing here saying, we can help you. Let us try to help you. All right? Now, this is a very specific message, you guys, but I'm going to go with it. Take it as it resonates for you. You have card number 19. This feels like you. This feels very philosophical, very introverted, introspective, isolative. This feels like hermit mode to me right now. But it also feels like a space in which there's great knowledge, there's great enrichment. It feels like if you're in some sort of hermit mode right now, or if and when you go into hermit mode, it has very healthy, constructive, knowledge-filled aspects to it. And yet it's also isolated. Look at her face. She doesn't look too happy. Now, she could just be pensive. She could just be in deep thought, okay? But she could also be in isolation and feeling a level of loneliness. This feels not necessarily lonely, really, because it feels like you're so consumed with thought. You're so, well, yeah, consumed with thought, but I don't want it to be bad. It's not bad, really. It can be, but it doesn't feel excessive here. It feels like you come to this space for a reason, and it's isolative. And yet there is still a feeling of sorrow. The next card you have is card number 43. And this is a very vain card. Look at this individual here. This feels like society. This may also feel like some of the people around you. This also feels like the reason why you may be in some sort of hermit mode or isolation here. You may have had to play this game. This feels like a game here, this energy. You may have to play this game, and you're realizing that's not what you want. There is a bit of sorrow, somberness here in this card here, okay? There's just feelings, there are strong feelings of isolation for you. Mm-hmm. But this isolation feels like it's necessary. Or at least there's a reason for it, there is a reason behind it. Because the next two cards you have here are 35 and 12. And it's funny because when I was shuffling this deck for a while and playing with it for a little bit and pulling some messages and kind of getting myself acquainted with it before I started this live stream. And I was asking this question about this sophisticated energy around you. And this was one of, if not the first card that came out. All right, this is card number 35. And you see how this is a fanciful figure, a jester. And understand that, yes, jesters may be fools, but there is such a thing as a sacred fool. I feel many of us might resonate with the energy of either as the sacred fool or having been affected or influenced by a certain sacred fool or something like that, in which individuals or these energies express themselves in ways that may make fools of themselves or make fools of others, or just as foolish or whatnot, whatever. I guess I'm not really explaining this in the proper sense, but ultimately it triggers something within someone else. It causes someone else to experience something or think about something in a certain way, or something like that. Like there's a reason behind it. You know what I mean? And it's a very high level soul classification and archetype to be in that energy. And that's what I see here in this kind of jester like individual here, this woman who's dressed like this, but she does carry a mask. But that book that she's holding, that book feels like wisdom and knowledge, and it feels like this is the type of individual that would be out in the crowd acting a fool, but really teaching people things, using fancifulness and whatnot, whatever that's symbolized by the bubbles and whatnot. But do you see how she's still isolated? And as I was looking at this card, I was feeling like, you know, these structures here that they have up in the sky, these are like almost home bases or recharging pods or something like that. Like I was literally seeing a line of these different entities or characters just waiting to be of service. And when they are not, you know, serving or being out and doing their thing, they're on these like charging pods. Now this does make these individuals into objects or whatnot, whatever, but I mean, you might identify as that. That would be another sense in terms of this like hermit mode or isolation mode. Yeah, islands. Islands in the sky though. Oh no, they are on water. That's right. If you look here, you see the mountains in the background. The mountains have a reflection. These are on water. Initially, to me, it looked like they were up in the sky. Anyway, the next card with that is card number 12, and this feels like this Ace of Pentacles, 3333 on the counter. This feels like that Ace of Pentacles we've been talking about for the last few days. Whatever it is you're trying to grow and manifest, okay, intently protecting it as it's gestating, as it's coming together, as it's cooking in the oven. Okay, so some of us here, somebody here, whomever is resonating with this reading, and this really could be a group of us, all right, but we are really starting to vibe with the energies of the Sacred Fool and understanding, oh shoot, we're starting to understand our roles in life, specifically why certain things have happened in our lives that may have humiliated us or may have put us in a position to look really foolish or whatnot, whatever. What I just heard was those were sacred instances, and that's what you're starting to understand with this card. That's what I'm getting with this card. That's what you're starting to understand at this time, and that's why you're isolating yourself. And it's 444 on the counter, 3445 on the counter, and it's not like, oh shoot, I lost that now. Okay. Anyway, you're starting to understand why. Oh, and it's not like you're staying in isolation or staying in this hermit mode or anything forever. Like you still go out and be the sacred fool that you are, or do your thing or whatnot, whatever. But it's more timed with the universe. Okay. Okay. But as you are in this isolated state, you're contemplating all of this energy here. It's like how this person, it feels like this person is sitting there in isolation, all philosophical, wise and everything, saying, how do I play this game? Do I even want to play this game? Why do I have to play this game? In some cases, it's like, how am I going to do this? I have no idea how I can pull this off. And that's the exact question that I want to be asking. I want to go deeper with in this reading as I'm talking through this right now. I want to know, is it even necessary to play this game here? Let's talk about that. First, let's define what it is, and then we're going to get Spirit's advice on it. What's this card 43 energy? This is why you're feeling bound and locked up as you try and put this puzzle together, and your guides are here saying, this might even be your higher self. This energy here. Okay, but this is why you're feeling bound and gagged. I want to talk about this card, this energy here first. What's this energy? Feeling bound and gagged. Ooh. It feels restrictive, this 43 energy. It's so vain. It's so me. It's so all about my image. It's all about, like, there are mirrors everywhere. You know, there are mirrors everywhere in this, but she is looking in a small handheld one. And I'm asking myself, is she even really seeing what's in the mirror, or is she just trying to look fabulous? I really want to know, in terms of this energy, what is the use of all of those mirrors right now? If number one, all you're going to look through is that tiny little handheld one. I mean, like, and then number two, like, what are you really seeing in it? What's the point of all those mirrors? Are you actually seeing something in those mirrors, or are you just using them to look at yourself, to oogle at yourself? I want to ask this person this question. And maybe that's a little harsh, maybe that's a little mean, but I feel like that's where this energy is coming from. In terms, like, of, in relation to this, it's like if it feels like right now the energy dynamic here feels like if this card could talk to this card, that's what this card would be saying. What is the point of all those mirrors? Like, what are you actually seeing? I'm hearing Joni. Is it Joni Mitchell? You're so vain. Is that? Yeah, I believe so. All right, one more shuffle. Let's talk about this vain energy. Card number 43. Literally. This might even be a twin flame energy. Ew. All right, 43. All right, well, we have death at the bottom of the deck right now. And okay, yeah, that's where this energy feels like it's coming from. I feel like you are breaking out of a matrix somehow. Carly Simon? No. No, Joni Mitchell. No. Didn't she do a duet with Janet Jackson, though? Because Janet used that song in, is it Carly Simon? Joni Mitchell? Carly Simon. Probably. Okay. Anyway, it feels like you're coming out of this energy. It feels like... Okay, it is Carly. It is Carly Simon. Yes, I was trying to hear, because I know the song very, very well. At least the one, "Son of a Gun." Yes, thank you. Thank you. I mean, yes, I'm a huge, if y'all don't know this about me, I'm a huge Janet Jackson fan. But I knew she actually said her name at one point in the song, and I was trying to find that part in the song. Yes, and I just heard it. You tell him, Carly. Yes, it's Carly Simon. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, it feels like you're breaking out of this. shut up. Are you serious, Lorraine? That's hilarious. I'm sorry. It feels like you're breaking out of this, and that's where this wisdom is coming into play, and that's why it feels like you're isolating yourself, because you have something new that you're birthing into your existence, into your life. So some of this may actually be you breaking free of some sort of birthing medium. This doesn't necessarily, well, that's very interesting. Okay. All right, what's card number 43 here? 8 of Swords. Look at that. Okay. So first thing that I want to say here is, for these energies or these individuals in your life that are experiencing this vain energy, don't judge them so much, because they have their own hell to deal with. Okay, it's not all gumdrops, rainbows, and roses for the people that truly live in this state and are maybe even unaware of this. Okay, maybe they're asleep in it. Yes, Chrissy, thank you. Yeah, okay, yes, thank you. I'm getting it mixed up with Got Till It's Gone. Yes, you're right. That is Joni Mitchell, but Carly Simon did You're So Vain. Yes. I love me some Janet, man. Especially the fucking Velvet Rope. Oh my God, honey. Between the Velvet Rope and then Janet. Well, okay, my favorite albums are Rhythm Nation, Janet, and then the Velvet Rope. But because that's what I grew up with. That's when I was a kid. Like Rhythm Nation came out right before I was born. Then Bad came out, maybe like 2 months before I was born or something. That has always been my favorite Michael Jackson album, Bad. But then, okay, so Rhythm Nation. And then when I was in middle school, no, elementary school, it was like maybe second or third grade is when Janet came out. And then I was in middle school when Velvet Rope came out, and then high school was All For You. So I literally grew up on Janet Jackson. Well, so many people, like, think about y'all that used to watch her on it was Good Times, right? Like, think about all the people that grew up with Janet, on Janet, when she was an actress, like when she was a little baby, like, okay, all right, I'm sorry, I'm totally sidetracked, you guys. I'm totally sidetracked. Oh, look, it's Mama and her babies. Can you see them? Anyway, let's get back to the reading, Eric. Card 43. Yeah, I just turned 35. Boop. This energy, this is a very, very vain energy, all right? And the first thing that I get with this 8 of Swords that came out first, the first thing I got was, don't judge these people so harshly, okay? Because they've got their own fresh hell to deal with, is what I'm hearing. And that fresh hell is the realization of their egoic tendencies. The Sun with Strength. This is ego. But it's also, with the Sun here, it's also awareness of that ego. And that is what you are successfully and sufficiently doing. That's why there's a level of somberness in terms, or in situations with this, in terms of this, because you're breaking free. You're becoming aware of your egoic drives and how the ego is starting to wear you down, or starting to, I guess I want to say that, okay? Anything else for card 43 here for this vain energy? But it's this awareness, it's this self-awareness that the Sun is bringing forward that allows you to break free from this mental prison. Because also keep in mind, not only is this woman bound, but she's also blindfolded. Okay? So she's blind to her own ways, blind to the reality of her situation, blind to just how dangerous or precarious it is. makes it even harder to get out. But the sun brings forward the awareness. The sun brings forward the illumination. The sun kind of helps to unblindfold you. The High Priestess, the Hermit, there's the Hermit mode energy, Ace of Wands, Chariot, Temperance. So the other reason we shouldn't bemoan this so much is that this is actually by design. Having to play these games, having to go through this experience to come through to this certain awareness was all part of the plan this whole time. It was all part of the plan, or was all part of the universe's influence or ways, High Priestess, to get you to understand yourself, to get you to look at yourself, to get you to turn inward instead of focusing externally or focusing outward. Because after a while, this becomes unsatisfying. And that's why you have to get so many mirrors, so that you can continue to see things either in the way you want to see them or in a way that is beneficial to you. Well, no, I'm not seeing the right thing in this mirror. It must be this mirror. Get me a new mirror. And of course, the one that this individual is holding is the one that shows them exactly what they want to see at that time, or forever, or whatnot, whatever. So of course, they hold that one closest to themselves. This was all an effort to get you to go inward and to recognize what really sparks you, what really inspires you, who it is you truly are within. That's what I'm getting with this Ace of Wands. This Ace of Wands is feeling like the spark of creation, the spark of the soul, of life, of the truth of who you are, the spark that is within you, your piece of the cosmos, the piece of the cosmos that you express, your God-given source energy, that spark within you. That's what I'm seeing the Ace of Wands as. Effectively, it was a wake-up call for you to get in alignment with your soul's purpose. Judgment to the Chariot. So as you find yourself in this pensive energy here saying, what the fuck am I gonna do? Just recognize that you are exactly where you are meant to be. You're asking all of the right questions. The fact that you're questioning at all at this point is enough, is good, is right where you're supposed to be, is right on point, is exactly where it is you need to be, okay? Because you were answering this call that is waking you up, that the divine, that the universe orchestrated, that is waking you up out of this ego trap. Yes? Okay. So, with all of that said, let's get Spirit's advice on the situation then. So yeah, there really is a sophisticated energy around you right now. And that's because you're protecting yourself. I heard your divine will is activated. When I was looking into and feeling into these energies, that phrase or that energy that made me feel like there's a really sophisticated energy around you right now. Deja vu, by the way. Yes. But when I was feeling into that energy, it looked like a beautiful crystal. And inside, it was a clear crystal. And inside of it was this like yellow orangish kind of goldy color. And when I looked into that more, it was very sophisticated looking, very gorgeous, very beautiful, very well put together. There was a sense of pride in it in terms of the fact that something had created it. You know what I mean? Pride in its own creation, or pride in the creation of it. And inside it was this orangey yellowish combined to a kind of a golden, maybe copper color-ish. Copper actually does feel proper, a proper color for it. But felt like the combination between your solar plexus and your sacral chakra. Solar plexus being your sense of willpower and action and masculine drive, your sacral chakra being your emotional center, like your feminine center, whereas your solar plexus would be your masculine center, and then the heart would be where they both come together in equal expression. But there was a great sense of something having been created, this crystal, this sophisticated entity thing that I was seeing. There was a great sense in it having been created, but also a great sense, now that I'm thinking about it, a great sense in what it was creating or what it is creating. And because of that, there was a sense of very strong protection around it. And that's what I feel like this sophisticated energy is. There is a level of sophistication, there is a level of pride in it because you are creating it yourself. Ooh, look at what's at the bottom of this deck though. I never checked this. Justice. Yo. All right. So that's why you have this sophisticated energy around you. Oh shoot. Damn, y'all. Okay. So what is Spirit's advice in terms of this then, Spirit? What is your advice? High Priestess, what advice can you give us? What advice can you give us, High Priestess? Please and thank you. I want to say we thank you for the exposure to this realm. The High Priestess is kind of a gatekeeper, okay? Not kind of, she is a gatekeeper, all right? There's a veil behind her, and through that veil is all kinds of unknown. All kinds of unknown. Page of Swords is at the bottom of the deck so far. We're learning. Keep your mind open, okay? Use this Mercury retrograde to your advantage. But the High Priestess, learn. Page of Swords. The universe is starting with this message. Be open-minded. Page of Swords. Okay? As we give you this guidance, be open-minded. Page of Swords. Be inquisitive. Be willing to learn. Be willing to understand. Be willing to see something from a different point of view. You're going to have to be able to do so for us, for what it is we have to tell you to really come across well. Okay, so what do you have to say, Spirit, in terms of this? What's your advice in terms of this? First and foremost, you have to unabashedly go after your dreams. Queen of Swords to the Star. This feels like 333 on the counter. This feels like not even entertaining any sort of abashment, bashing of, negativity of, doubt within some sort of dream that you have. Like if there is even and this feels very extreme, and this is why it's coming across as the Queen of Swords, and yet feels like it's right on point. But if there is any hope for doubt in terms of your way of thinking, in terms of your pursuit of whatever it is you're dreaming of right now, then you might as well just throw in the towel and take your sorry ass home, says the Queen of Swords. Because we don't have the time for that shit. We got things to do here, honey. We've got things to create. We've got dreams to realize. We've got places to go, people to see, and things to do, things with, activities to do with these people. We've got shit to do. So if you've got any sort of doubt, any sort of fear, any sort of lack of hope, just pack it in right now. You might as well just give up, says the Queen of Swords. Because we don't do that around here. And it's very much coming across harsh that way by the Queen of Swords. Like, she's not fucking around, okay? And the universe is this is why they're asking you to keep an open mind, because they are bringing your guides, the universe, whatnot, whatever, the High Priestess here is serious. They are bringing this energy forward this way because they need it. They need to get the message across. Wake up, my child. Stay woke. Y'all know I don't really use that phrase woke, but that's what I just heard. Spirit keeps giving me these massive stacks of cards, but here we go. Temperance, 5 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, Hierophant, Knight of Pentacles, the Emperor, 8 of Wands, the Tower, Knight of Swords, 2 of Wands, 3 of Swords, and at the bottom of the deck is the Magician. Absolutely 100% leaving conventionality behind. You have the Hierophant now. And keep in mind, guys, that I didn't tell you this, but I was using the High Priestess as our significator in terms of Spirit's advice in terms of this energy, what it is you're trying to manifest, what it is you're breaking free from, the egoic imbalances that you are starting to face, the ways that your ego has kept you bound, okay, and you've been playing this charade, this ego game with this energy here, okay, but you have the Hierophant here. And to me, this Hierophant is saying, I feel like you're graduating from some sort of physical orientation. Like you're graduating from the time phase in your life, or the mental orientation in which you learn and or you take your cues from the third dimensional world, the Hierophant, from the structures within the institutions within that third dimensional world, the institutions of society as well, institutionalization altogether. I feel like you're leaving that, you're graduating beyond this, okay? What you have here is Temperance, 5 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, the Hierophant. It came to a point, you guys, where you had to get some sort of balance in your life. Something had to be balanced out. There was an imbalance here. And what I'm feeling with this Temperance energy is that there was an over accentuation on the physical, the material. There was not enough spirit. There was not enough spiritual balance. Okay, so for some of you, this has led to some sort of dis-ease, whether this is a current temporary disease or this is something that you've been afflicted with for a long time. For others of you, you grew, or your awareness expanded to the point where you realized you now needed more spirit in your life. Either way, there is some sort of lack or some sort of imbalance here. 5 of Pentacles that is causing you to have to walk away from certain situations, institutions, institutionalized realities or whatnot, whatever. Conventional, I'm hearing ways of thinking, convention, the status quo, maybe organized religion, which is so funny because that card came out too. You're having to walk away from this, but what it feels like here is you're graduating from it. You no longer need it. You no longer gain sustenance from it. Okay? So you're effectively trading the lessons of the Hierophant for now the higher awareness lessons of the High Priestess. And that's where, okay, that's where you are waking up and getting in alignment with your soul's purpose. And that is also where and why we cannot have any fear. We cannot allow fear to interrupt the direction that the universe, the guidance that the universe is giving us. Okay? That's just to start. Moving forward here, what else, the other advice, continuing with the advice that the universe has for us, you have the Emperor to the 8 of Wands to the Tower. And man, does this feel good. This feels like such an awesome, opportune energy. This is saying as long as you stay in this Emperor status, and keep in mind, guys, the Emperor came out yesterday. And the Emperor has been coming out. The Emperor and the Magician have been coming out constantly for the collective, because we are, in fact, manifesting something new. And in order for us, we have come to a point, you guys, where we understand. Either we are mature enough that we understand why this structure or these boundaries are put in place. We're mature enough to understand why that needs to happen, or we're mature enough and we know we have enough of an understanding of where it is we want to go, what it is we want to create, that we also have an understanding of what it takes to get there. And that's why we're also putting these boundaries or this rigidity or this structure into our lives with the Emperor. The Emperor doesn't restrict to control for his own ways or his own reasons, his own selfish reasons, whatnot, whatever, unless he is negatively aspected, and he's not negatively aspected here. He's positively aspected. This is a positive and beneficial expression of the Emperor energy in your life. But you see, that is opening up, that is clearing the path for you. And I'm feeling very specifically, it's clearing the path for you right now. This is why either you are feeling isolated or you need to be isolated. The Eight of Wands and to the Tower. I should say, actually, it's the Tower to the Eight of Wands. Because the Tower energy is the destructive force, yet creative force. But it's the destructive force that brings things down that need to go. That are obstructive, that are standing in the way. And that opens the floodgates, or that opens the way, that opens the pathway, Eight of Wands. Okay. Oh. The Knight of Pentacles was with this also. Even better. Persistence. Follow through is key. Carry on. Move forward. Not necessarily quickly. Effectively, efficiently. Sure, yes. Last three cards we have here, advice from Spirit. Knight of Swords, Two of Wands, Three of Swords. This feels like Spirit saying, remember what it is you're fighting for. Remember why you made the choice that you've made to go in the certain direction that you have gone in. Remember what happened, Three of Swords, that caused you to make a certain decision, Two of Wands, that you are now fighting forward with, Knight of Swords, that you are now fighting your way out of this mental imprisonment with, this Eight of Swords energy, which is originally this. Remember what you're fighting for, and all will be well. At the bottom of the Oracle of Visions deck, which is the main deck, the deck that we started with for this reading here, we have card number 5, in which we have a figure here that looks like she's going on a grand voyage. This makes me think of the Six of Swords. What this card says to me, no matter, you have all of this energy, and we already clarified all kinds of shit, but we ended we're ending the card section of this reading by circling back to our original deck and seeing that we are well on our way anyway. We just spent the last hour and 4 minutes and 32 seconds talking about all kinds of shit when really we're on our way, well on our way anyway. This voyage is well underway, and you have nothing to fear about it. Just keep going with the flow. Let's get your closing oracle guidance, and that is coming from the Crystal Mandala deck. Do you guys hear the little peeps? It really is very cute. Very cute. But they are going to be adult hens and roosters someday. Well, hello, Stella. How are you, darling? It is very good to see you. Jinx is doing just fine. Last shot here. All right, what's our closing oracle guidance, Spirit? Closing oracle guidance for today's live stream session. You guys make sure to vote on that poll, please. I posted a poll in the community tab. Please vote. I heard just one of them. But I really want to take two. I really want to take both of them. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read the shorter parts of their definitions. But what we have here are card number 28, Ascended Master Lao Tzu and Zinkite, Descending Power. And we also have card number 15, Archangel Raphael and Malachite, Grace for the Grand Gesture. Grace for the Grand Gesture. I'm going to start with Descending Power. We bring you the blessing of descending power. This is the powerful downward current of energy that allows for manifestation, for strengthening of the spiritual connection to the body, and for bringing your light to the earth. In the spiritual tradition, there is much emphasis on energy rising, yet without the balance of descending power, you will feel lost in your mind, scattered in your thinking, and frustrated in your efforts to see the inspired ideas you receive translated into completed tasks in the physical world. The uprising power helps you shift frequencies and access inspiration, whilst the descending power helps you ground to create. There is a time and a place for both the rising and the descending currents of divine energy. You are guided to attend at this time to the descending power to make best progress on your life journey. That's wonderful. And next, or last, we have card number 15, Grace for the Grand Gesture. We bring you the gift of grace for the grand gesture. Although there are times when even the smallest act, such as choosing to think a positive thought, is enough to transform your world, there also comes a time for the leap of faith, the grand gesture of unconditional trust that will free you from the past and empower the universe to gift you with a new future. The grand gesture is the big step, the willingness to say to the universe, I trust you, and I know it is time for life as I have known it to give way for a bigger, bolder experience, and I am willing to allow you to lead me into it. You then make an offering which confirms your declaration and empowers the universe to reward the faith you have demonstrated. The grand gesture cannot be forced. If it comes from a place of should or uncertainty, then you are not ready. That is exactly why the universe came through at you and said, nah, bitch, if you have any sincere feelings of doubt, then you might as well just call it quits now. Just back on up, step aside, and let somebody else take the reins, take the wheel, because baby, we ain't doing that around here. Not to discourage you at all. We're not even saying that to scare you. Although if you do get discouraged by that, okay, then maybe this is not your time. But we're not saying it to discourage you. We're just being really, really real, and we're being upfront and honest with you, and we're being in your face about it because we care about you, and we know how dangerous this shit is when it comes to you trying to manifest really what it is you want. When you're really working with the universe, you have got to keep it cute, honey. You can't be caught slipping around here. And this is for your own safety. This is for your own good. Like you're gonna be playing in the astral realms. If you're gonna be playing in higher realms of thought and awareness and consciousness, whatnot, whatever, you have got to get your defenses up because you cannot be caught slipping. Some massively intelligent being or creature or energy will come through and take advantage of you, will use you, harm you, disrupt you, all without even batting an eye. It is what it is, bro. Like, we're not even trying to scare you. The grand gesture must be unconditional. It must be something you offer, not for what you can get in return, although the rewards will be rich, but because you are willing to offer something of yourself in service to love. When it comes from this place, the grand gesture is a trigger for divine grace that expresses itself in your life in an entirely new way, surpassing all expectations and showering you with blessings. You know, Spirit was telling me just to read one of them in full. And that's what I'm going to do with this one. So if you want to hear the rest of the card, here we go. If I lose you at this point, I love you. Thank you for being here. I'll see you later. This is a time in life for small steps and token offerings. These can be very powerful and trigger an outflow of enormous compassion from the universe as they generate opportunities and connections to encourage you to continue building upon those first steps with greater strides. Then there are times when you are ready to show up for your life journey in a way that brooks no opposition. You won't be deterred. You have made a decision deep within, and you are absolutely willing, without hesitation or doubt, to say to the universe, this is my next move. Do your best. You are, in the most loving way possible, throwing down the gauntlet to life and allowing the universe to respond. Because you understand divine law, you know that what is offered from a place of loving devotion is always a safe bet, no matter how wild the risk may seem to be to the mind. It is in response to such bold and unconditional gestures of loving service, surrender, and trust that the universe pulls out the most dazzling displays of creativity, grace, generosity, and genius. When the oracle of the grace for the grand gesture comes to you, there is a message. You are ready for the big step, the risk, the decision, the choice from which there is no going back. You might waver for a moment or two, but in your heart, you know what you are ready and needing to do. It is safe to take your leap of faith. In fact, there is a time for all things, and your time for the leap is, or very will soon be, upon you. This oracle affirms, encourages, and advises you that the universe is waiting for your gesture, already preparing the loving bounty that shall flow into your world in response. If you have made leaps in the past and landed flat on your face rather than gracefully on your feet, leave that behind you now. Everything you have experienced in your life has led you towards this moment in time. You are not the same person you were before. You are stronger, wiser, and more ready for the beautiful adventure life has in store for you. You have an opportunity at this time to take a leap of faith, and the universe is urging you ahead. You may feel afraid or uncertain if you listen to your mind. Give some love to your mind. It might need your comfort and reassurance. Then listen to your heart and make your grand gesture with full faith in the grace that surrounds you now. Yay! There you have it. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. So, I need you all to go to the community tab and vote on the poll. Because I explained this in the beginning of the reading, but I'll go ahead and explain it again. I've been vibing with doing these collective readings. Oh, let me explain it this way too. As I clean up here, let me kind of, because I talked about this over on Patreon, but I haven't talked about this with the greater collective. So let me do this. So there has been a big energy within me, a big decision I felt I needed to make because I didn't know if I really wanted to be a reader anymore. You're welcome, R. I didn't know if I wanted to be a reader anymore, and that's because I was giving of myself in ways that were not conducive to me, that were not conducive to who I am, that were not conducive to the message that I have to send, or the way that I even ultimately want to be doing it. And so it was causing turmoil for me, and it was causing me to lose interest, blah, 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 or not want to do it. But recently I got into a new vibe, and I've just been, because I realized that I really do want to be a reader. I really enjoy it. I want to be a messenger for the collective. So I decided a big change that I'm making in my life is to do all of the things that it would, or damn near all of them, within moderation, within due course, and respect and due process and whatnot, whatever. Respect for myself, also for the individual that I am, right? The human being that I am. With respect to that, do as much as I possibly can to be devoted to being a channeler, a reader for the collective. Which I'm finding those steps actually really resonate with my sense of happiness and how I actually want to live my life. Go figure. So I'm putting those into place, and I'm recognizing and realizing that I do in fact want to be a reader for the collective. I want to grow the collective that we have here. I want to be able to reach more people. And so I'm putting that into place in my life right now. But in doing all of that, that's the energy that I've been in, that's been flowing, got me flowing with this energy of wanting to do like going live every day, or like doing daily messages for the collective here on Patreon as well, or I'm sorry, here on YouTube, while still catering to Patreon as well. And in feeling through that, there has been a feeling of, there was a feeling of like morning coffee type of energy, being kind of like standing over there being like, hey, over here. So that's kind of making me feel like, wait, is the collective asking for morning coffee back? Because I know I understand, I have seen your comments and your messages in the past about how certain people have been saying that they miss morning coffee. I mean, it hasn't been a ton of people. It's been like one or two people here or there over the months or whatnot, whatever, but I feel it. I feel it in the collective. So I'm kind of like, do I need to be bringing daily readings back? But I mean like a different format than this. Like this live stream situation is great, but I guess it is morning coffee or something. It feels like it. But we were actually in the beginning of the session here, we were talking about different names. And I think the name that I like the most is Daily Conversation. The Daily Conversation. The Daily Convo. Yeah. And it feels like something that I would record the day before and then post in the morning. Chrissy, you were obsessed with morning coffee in 2019. Yeah, that was a thing. Wow. Those were some cool days. Those were some really interesting days. Those were days when I was back in Brooklyn. But also I was dealing with the heat of the twin flame situation. And you know what? I moved here because I needed to like... Oh, I love that, Missy. Yeah, or Chrissy. Yeah, okay. I needed to move here because I needed to be with nature. I needed to balance myself out. I needed to just be with myself and get my wits together and heal from so much shit, so much trauma. Not just like the twin flame situation, but just like my childhood growing up. Oh my God, what happened to you? What got up your ass, Mr. Rooster? I swear to God. These roosters, man. they just seem like no offense or anything, but they seem like bitches to me. Like they feel like uptight, like crybabies, these roosters. Cause like I don't even know what will happen. Something will set them off, and man, they are all just. It sounds like they're freaking the fuck out. They literally sound like a bunch of scared girls, and I don't mean that. I don't really mean that in an offensive way or anything. It's just like, and roosters are symbols of like masculinity and like the another name for a rooster is a cock. I mean, like, but is it fragile masculinity? Is it an aspect of fragile? Anyway, what were we even? Oh, so I was feeling that within the collective, but I kind of resisted it because I was like, you know what? Why do that? Why record daily readings if I'm just gonna go live daily? Like, isn't that over flooding? But it's a different. Now that I've been doing this live thing a few times and I like it and I want to keep doing it. I want to keep it as it is, or at least I want to keep it on the roster. I want to keep it as an option for the channel because these options seem to be coming together and rotating. Okay, I'm rotating through these options. So I want to keep this live stream situation, but I also feel this pull to record daily readings and release them and have them morning coffee style-ish. But I don't know if I want to call it morning coffee anymore because it kind of feels like a separate entity. I don't know. But you guys go and vote on that poll. That's what the poll was about in the community tab. So if you haven't voted on that yet, please do. I love you guys. So in terms of this energy then, this rotation that's coming together. So I have on the roster, we have these live sessions. We also have not the monthly. We also have the sign readings, which I'm not calling sign monthly readings any longer. I'm just, and this kind of struck me when I did the readings for April. I was kind of feeling like it's not necessary to do these readings monthly because the energies don't quite shift that quickly, or maybe the energies will shift quicker. I don't know. I feel like it's better to just go with the flow. Do a round of general readings for the signs and then let that ride for a while and then maybe go into like the live sessions and maybe scatter or sprinkle daily readings throughout. Maybe they're semi-daily readings. I'm seeing how all of this energy is kind of rotating within me, and I'm allowing myself to just go with the flow. Be a reader, be a messenger, but like don't keep such a rigid, tight schedule. Flow with the energy. Do things as they come up or as it feels like needed for the collective, like almost like a la carte. On order, like not on order, but like a la carte, like you pick in the collective. I have these options for the collective, and you're like, okay, we need this now. Okay, let's shift here and let's talk about it in this way and this. You know what I mean? So that's where I feel the channel is going right now. I say all that to say the next phase, the next, what is it, chapter, the next cycle is feeling like sign readings. All right. So they're not necessarily going to be for May or June. They're just going to be cycle readings. Cycle readings. Okay. All right. Oh, you guys are beautiful. I love you so much. Energy a la carte. Yes. Chrissy, that's beautiful. Oh, thank you guys. I think maybe I tried to get a little too greedy with I went through such a phase, such a rough phase moving here, living here, that has really helped me understand and define who I am as a reader and how I want to show up as a reader and what I need to do to show up as that reader for the collective. Lexi, you think just doing what you feels right to you is best? Excellent. Well, thank you. But I also, I like to get your input too. But yes, thank you. I mean, ultimately, I'm going to do that anyway. Regardless as to, like, not to be a bitch or anything, but like, regardless as to how much you guys say, I'm still going to go do what feels right for me. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, I am the channel here. I get to decide how the channel is worked, is milked, okay? But as always, your input is absolutely greatly appreciated, and in many cases is necessary, is warranted even, because the channel is for you. It's for all of us, okay? You remember when I was debating moving the right choice, moving to PR, you being grounded and around nature has enhanced your connection. Yes, it has. It is enhancing. And you know, at this phase, Jeannie, it's causing me to try to understand how I can myself enhance it, which is great. Which is exactly what we wanted, what we intended to do here, says Spirit. So good. Hope, you came in way too late. Oh, don't worry, Hope. It's okay. As soon as I saw the comment, I was like, oh yeah, you're watching. You're still at that spot. Okay, cool. No worry, Hope. No worries, Hope. I love you guys. I think I'm gonna go and go chill, go hang out. It's probably like 3:30 for me right now. Enjoy the rest of my afternoon and then get started on dinner. Ooh, I want to make brownies. I'm gonna make some brownies. I got a convection countertop oven so I can bake things now. And so I made brownies at one point and they were really delicious and I ate them all and now I want to make more. You feel you don't vibe with the sign readings anymore? Yeah. What's that about? You watch the more collective ones nowadays. No, that's okay, Anna. And it's interesting because that's why I want to, I'm feeling compelled to keep both, but to not make the sign readings such a, don't put so much energy into that, but keep that as a certain option, you know, for people that benefit from them, that still want them. But I feel like, Anna, that is a level of you evolving or you expanding or shifting and identifying more with the collective rather than just a one categorized section of it. So I see it as a good thing. I mean, certain readers like Queen Cup, who I love. Queen Cup doesn't even do sign readings anymore. So it's a natural progression. I still feel kind of called to do them, so I'm going to do them every once in a while. Not as like strictly monthly as before, but I'm still going to do them. Definitely, for sure. All right. Anyway, I love you guys. I love you too, Stella. All right, well, I guess I'm going to go now. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah. I love you, and I'll see you soon, okay? I'll probably see you tomorrow. Sounds about right. Bye.